It is now my great pleasure to announce a video message from Irwin Cotler, the former Minister of Justice of Canada and a prominent human rights advocate. You have the floor, Irwin.
May I begin by commending the Mayor of Berlin and the City of Berlin for convening this Freedom Conference in the Free City of Berlin. We meet at an important inflection moment in the struggle for freedom, where we are witnessing an unprecedented assault on the torchbearers of freedom, on political prisoners, an unprecedented wave of arrests, imprisonment, and even executions, a political pandemic of the criminalization of innocence taking place amidst a political pandemic of a culture of impunity, where, as represented here by Vladimir Kara-Murza, himself the target of 2 assassination attempts for doing nothing else but struggling for freedom in Russia and freedom in Ukraine, sentenced to 25 years in prison for being a torchbearer of freedom. And this taking place where, as we meet, there is an unprecedented wave of arrests and imprisonments in Putin's Russia, not seen since and even exceeding the times of Stalin and the Gulag. Where in Iran today, we are witnessing an unprecedented wave of not only arrests, imprisonment, but also executions. And where Nasrin Sotoudeh, the Mandela of Iran, who went down the line for women, for journalists, for lawyers, for other political prisoners, until she too became a political prisoner, sentenced to 38 years in prison and 148 lashes, a virtual death sentence for a woman in her late 50s. And astonishingly, 2 days after that, Iran was elected to the UN Commission on Women's Rights, reflective of this culture of impunity. And recently, yet again, Khamenei's Iran was elected to the Board of Experts with respect to human rights on the UN Human Rights Council. And where, with respect to Xi Jinping's China, we are witnessing here too, not only an assault, mass atrocities targeting the Muslim Uyghurs, not only an assault on the democracy movement in Hong Kong, but where it's not well known, China imprisons more journalists than any other country in the world, represented by Jimmy Lai now in his 5th year of imprisonment in solitary confinement for doing nothing other than affirming the values of freedom, democracy, and human rights, represented here by his son, Sebastian Lai. And so it is our responsibility at this important and historic moment where we witness both imprisonment and impunity, to speak on behalf of those who cannot be heard, to bear witness on behalf of those who cannot testify, to act on behalf of those who are putting not just their livelihood, but indeed their lives on the line, on behalf of our common humanity. At times such as these, qui s'excuse, s'accuse. Whoever remains indifferent indicts himself or herself. And just so, these political prisoners are the torchbearers of freedom on the front lines for our common humanity. Just as they are relentless in their struggle for freedom, so must we be relentless in our struggle for freedom on their behalf. And may this conference signal a clarion call for action on behalf of their freedom as it is on behalf of our common humanity. Thank you.